At just before 11 p.m., at an apartment in Lake Township, Ohio, police respond to a report of a person shot.
Police.
Hi. So, the body is upstairs. Okay, Mom, I'm gonna let you go. Okay. So, it's upstairs, and then, to the right.
Gun clear, sir. It's on the dresser.
Where's it at?
It's over there. I cleared it.
Oh my God.
Nope, no, sir. That's on by my TV. No, sir. Other TV behind you. 10 millimeter.
All right. Any other guns?
No, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And then, I didn't know, but there was blood on my prom shoe spot, so I touched her blood, and then I washed it off in the sink.
The box come from upstairs?
Yeah, it was right next door.
Where's the gun at?
Upstairs. First room on the right.
Is that the gun?
Yes.
Is it clear up there? Can they
Yeah, it's clear.
Sir.
Who am I talking to?
Okay, go ahead. Just let's come downstairs.
Absolutely. I was up away from the door just. Alright. I was cleaning my gun. It was jammed. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. I took the mag out. I cleared it. There's nothing there. I was clearing it again. I put the slide off. I put it back on. As I go to reinsert the sock back onto the clip itself, it went off. There was just like that. First thing I did was call 911. She said CPR. Call you guys. That's exactly what I did. I've done that 1,000 times. I've never had it happen that I've done. I don't know what's going on and why I did that. I've never had that.
My key was in my purse. It was still in there. And so I was...
There are no other weapons in the house.
His
I have no other weapons on me. That's not true. I'm sorry. I think there's a 22 upstairs in that room, but that's about it. You guys, is there anything I can do?
Not right now. Just hang tight.
Can you hear me? Alright. I don't know how to say this, but the gun went off. Yeah. His friend got hit, and I'm pretty sure she's dead. There was a bullet jam in the chamber. I was cleaning it out. There were two that were actually jammed. I cleared the first one out, and when I put the second one back on, the hammer re-engaged and it went off. Everybody in this house has cleared that gun 1,000 times, but it's never happened.
What's that?
I don't know what I could have done differently. I've done that 1,000 times, but it's never happened. It's jammed before, but it's never launched 2 bullets. Just before you guys got here, before I started CPR, I cleared it just to make sure I was cleared twice. And 2, the one round that was still fully intact came out, and I set that next to the gun with the dischambered round, and they were both in the gun. And ever since then, I've been on edge, and I've never had this happen. That's why I sleep with it. I clear it. I put it on safety. I have a lot on it almost 24/7. I'm not home with it. It's just gun safety, biggest fucking rule. Just because of what I saw. But I'm gonna go off and say that she's not me.
And see what?
I'm gonna say that she's not me because of where it is. I didn't know.
I'm not up to. No, I didn't.
Well, from what I saw, it looked like it hit her right about here. There was no exit wound, so it wasn't a clean shot. I tried CPR. I checked the pulse 2 or 3 different times. There was no pulse. unfortunately, or fortunately I should say, I've never had anything happen like this. How does that work about when all of this is done and through, about getting my service weapon back? How does that work?
Well, it's going to be a while.
I figured, because it's going to have
But,
to go through
it'll be held as evidence until
until I get
everything's done.
Yeah, I figured it would be something along the lines of that. I should come down. May I go hug my girlfriend? Is that what I'm going to do? I can show you my phone.
Probably not every time.
Well, the other reason I'm asking is because she's never dealt with anything like this. That's why I'm
And let the
medics do.
medics talk with her for a minute. Howdy.
How you doing, man?
Well, took me back to my deployment days.
What's that?
Took me back to my deployment days.
Military?
2 years.
What branch?
Marine Corps.
Okay. What's your name? Jacob. What's your last name, Jacob?
Heinselman.
What happened tonight?
My gun's been having a problem the last few days, been jammed. So the girls were talking.
What kind of gun?
10 millimeter.
Okay.
I can remember the brand at the moment. But I was sitting on my floor at a point this way. Like I said, I'm having a problem getting jammed the last few days, so I was continuously highways clear twice before I opened it. I took the mag out, everything out of it. As soon as I leave the mag out, I cleared twice. I took everything off. I inspected it. I couldn't find a problem with it. I had never had a problem with it doing it. As soon as I put the slide back on and it engaged the hammer, the pin, there were 2 rounds that were stuck simultaneously like this that I didn't see. And as soon as it did, it pushed the other one off.
Hi, who are you? Who are you at all? His girlfriend? And her friend? Okay.
Are you guys going to want to talk to the other buddy that was here? He served with me also.
Was he here tonight?
Yeah.
Was he here when it happened?
Yeah. He left. The only reason why he left is because it took him back way too much. So he was like, I just need
Yeah, he's going to need to come back.
Do you guys want him to meet at the station or back here on scene?
Station's probably fine. Because that doesn't look suspicious or anything.
I tried not to, but I was more focused on her because the situation. Well, as I told the other guy, it took me back to my deployment days. Not something I ever wanted to see again.
Your deployment days, expound on that.
I was in the Corps for 2 years.
You were in the Marine Corps for 2 years?
Yes, sir.
What unit were you with?
Like my MOS or?
Oh, your unit. You were assigned to a unit after training?
Yeah. So I went through my MOS, was my 2336 Delta. I went in for EOD. I've been out for 3.5, 4 months. I'll be honest with you, everything's a little fuzzy right now.
Okay. So, probably didn't take you have shoes?
I told him, I said, I'm assuming you guys are going to take me down, I would have to go upstairs, grab my shoes and socks real quick and so I should if I could, but otherwise, yeah, I would have no problems.
Is it in that room? Okay. I'll grab that for you.
So he just informed me there was somebody here that left prior to our arrival.
There was. So there were 3 people here. It was me, her, and then it was my other buddy. He served with me. He left simply because of, we saw the same he couldn't handle it. So we called one of our friends to leave. He's going to meet us. Yeah, he was sitting right next to us. So I was sitting, my bed was here. I was sitting here. My friend was sitting over here. And then sitting right next to me on this other closet. 3 of us were sitting on the floor.
Okay.
Do I need to take a phone charger with me or can I charge it on there?
What kind do you have?
C.
No, we got C's.
The casing that struck the female should be right next to that other round.
And the female upstairs, what's her name?
Simony. I don't know.
Simony?
Simony.
How do you know her? Perfect.
So she was having problems at her term was tonight. Asked if we could come pick her up. I said, yeah, that's perfectly okay.
So she came in here just to hang out?
Yeah, I don't know what other episodes. Or possibly they were meeting actually shortly. I thought 11 they were going to leave to go that place.
Okay.
I just don't understand. I clear that gun every night at the same time. I wake up and I clear it. I go to bed and right before I go to bed, I clear it. I've never had a problem. They said she was deceased.
And they did.
Is there any other information I gave you why it's still fresh in my head?
What's that?
Is there any other information I gave you why it's still fresh in my head? Thank you, sir.
That work?
Yes, sir. Okay. Was there a pair of socks in that top dresser?
I don't remember the top dresser. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I got you. Whatever works for you guys.
Embrace it a little bit.
Yeah, not the first time I've had to do it. If you don't mind me asking, what is that actually for? Like the hands and foot?
Cover all our bases. I mean, it's just,
I
mean, something like this happens, obviously we gotta cover, you know, it's everything and anything, you know. Is there anywhere else on you at all?
there was some on my foot, but that got cleaned off. That was it.
You clean that off on your foot?
Yeah.
Which foot was it?
My right foot.
Right foot, okay.
There were like literally 3 small dots on it, just because from when I went over her and I pulled her off the bed, because that's what she asked me to do to give her CPR. I think when I pulled her off and it just flipped over, and was what happened. Was how it got over.
Okay.
I don't know if it was. We've been having the problem. So like, if you look on the spray under itself, there's either like rust or some sort of like orange paint or something on the top of the spray towards the, where the actual tip of the barrel is. I don't know if that was a problem. I don't know if it was just sticky and it got lodged in there.
Grab photos of.
Because my buddy, who's like the still registered owner, was like, did you chamber one before? I've done that 1,000 times.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I said you've been in the Marine Corps, so you know, you should know first thing about firearm safety and handling.
You would think I would know damn near everything about it, but they still surprise.
Did you see this?
It happens.
For photos. That's what's there.
Okay. Was that down here when?
No, she
It
brought it
was
down.
by the bed and I grabbed it because it was underneath, or like my purse was on top of it. So I grabbed both of them because it's my prom shoes.
Okay. All right. You want to?
Plus side is my car should be toasty from sitting here for a while.
I hope so. My one roommate likes that thing colder than the Polar Express itself.
Not a lot of room, so.
Like I said, Grandma's cat, I'm used to being in the back.
Now seated in an interview room, Jacob chats with an officer while waiting for detectives.
So, I think that's what it could have been. Because I've never made a mistake with a weapon. I was raised so heavily on gun safety. And what I don't understand is because when I cleared it, I had it on the floor. And as soon as I turned it around, I heard click, boom. It was that simple. Hand wasn't even on the trigger. I had it on the side of the thing. Never put my hand on the trigger. Just in case. As I said, I'm not even, like, I'm still grasping the fact that she got shot, yeah, but I'm grasping the fact of how, because I've never, that's not true, I think I have once or twice, but I've never seen, you know, a pistol like that chambered 2 rounds. You know, between the blood on the floor and my sheets and everything, how's that gonna work? Like, do I get to go back home? Do they clean that out? How does that work?
They're probably gonna be processing that, I would imagine, until tomorrow. So, well, very likely, I don't know what it would be, but you're gonna catch some kind of charge because somebody died. So,
Yeah. Do you know roughly what it would be? Or do I have any idea?
I'd have to.
I'll tell you what though, the one thing that hurts worse about this case is the fact that she was so young. That's what hurts.
Yeah. Oh, she's 17.
15. But I'm trying to make some sort of light on the situation. The dispatcher was like, "Do you know how to do CPR?" I was like, "Well, ma'am, I was a lifeguard for 7 years. I would hope so." She was like, "Okay, do you need me to count for you?" And I'm like, No, I'm okay. I promise you, I have more than enough extensive training how to do CPR.
Yep. I
She was
came
like-
in, I saw you. I was like, I couldn't do anything better than what you were doing, so.
Well, that's definitely something I'll think about for a hot minute.
So,
The fact that I'm in your guys' top 3 worst cases.
mine.
Always yours.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, just found out the officer that sat in there with me for like 6 hours found out that I was at one of his top 3 worst cases. Really something to be proud of. Go Jake.
At Lake.
At Lake. Go Jake." I don't know what hurts more, the fact that she was so young and the accident happened, seeing it and reliving it, or the fact of how her parents are going to react. And my her best friend made a joke, and she was like, I really don't want to react. I'm just going to use humor. I said, why? She was like, well, because she is safe. Like, she doesn't have to go in for that shift. She didn't want to go to it. I'm just like, that's really too soon. Way too soon.
That's humor you learned in basic training.
See, as much as about the situation that I want to laugh, just because I use laughter to cure that shit. That's just what I do. Like, humor is my way to solve a lot of my problems. But I'm just kind of like, on this situation, I want to, because I know it'll make me feel a little better. But that's kind of dumb, because I'm just like, that's not something I really want to think about. Because it's like one specific part that's continuously replayed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only part, which is the fact that, like, as soon as I put the slide, because like the way it is, you had to like pull the slide back and then lock it to then, flip the switch back up to try to close it. And it was as soon as I pulled it back, because the way that is, because it likes to get stuck right before you can like truly lock it.
Yeah.
So I like threw it back into it, and as soon as it just hit, it was just enough pressure. I don't understand how. But I was sitting kind of like this, right? And she was laying on my bed. She was kind of laying like, if you were to lay like that, it with your head towards me, because she was like laying on the side of my bed watching TV. We all were. Actually, we were watching Pit Chases. And, I'm cleaning my gun on, and I like throw it back into it. And as soon as I did, my hand pushed it up, and as soon as it did, it just was enough to discharge it. And I immediately heard it, and I looked over, because I thought, I put it around my bed. I was like, okay, scary, terrifying, put it around the wall, put it around the bed. Nobody gets hurt. I would rather that happen, an accident, big deal. And then the moment I look over, I'm just like, put it around, get everybody out, call the cops. That was the first thing I did. And my friend was like, call the cops, call the cops, call the cops. And I'm just like, I gotta find my phone. I have to find my phone to call the cops.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend, she was just like, I was like, you need to get out. She was like, why? And I was like, because this will literally traumatize you. She was like, what about you? And I said, I've seen worse. Literally, I promise you I've seen worse. This, as much as it hurts to do, as much as this is going to hurt to do, like to do the CPR, everything to pull it off, I said, I have to do this, because he can't, you won't, and I'm not waiting for the paramedics to be here. So it was just, that's the part that's replayed in the head. That's like the only part that has me like continuously shaking my leg, because I'm like sitting here like, if I would have held it a little straighter or pointed it at the floor, like, maybe like tried to like pull it down into the floor or something, or, if I would have cleaned it like 30 minutes later, or
From 30 seconds, or
yeah,
any one of a million. Yeah.
like if they would have gotten ready to get up and nobody was in the room, something like I'm thinking of every little detail that I could have been changed.
Yeah.
You're real tired. I just remember telling one of you guys, it was like, like, where was everybody? I was like, well, I was on the floor next to me laying down on the other side of the wall. She was upstairs. Like, I remember how she was laying. I remember how her hair was. Like, I remember where my girlfriend was, how she was standing, because she had literally just walked back into the room. I remember that for a fact.
See, if she did.
I swear I could like sit here for hours and just be like, what about this?
Mm-hmm.
What about this? Because my buddy was like, well, hey, you want to go do something? And I was like, no, I just want to stay home. I was like, what if I said yes, or something? Or what if I wouldn't have said yes to picking her up? Or, I think one thing that hurts me the most was that I told her she was going to be safe at my house. I said, nothing's going to happen. You're safe at my house.
Yeah. That's one of those things that'll be stuck in your head for a bit.
I don't think I'm going to have people over around that.
Yeah.
I might have to go back to therapy.
Very likely. That's probably a good idea.
I would say I'd go shoot some, targets, but that probably is gonna be a minute before I lay my hands on another gun. Yeah, give me a week.
Lake Township police investigators finalized the case file following the conclusion of judicial proceedings. Based on the forensic evidence collected at the scene and subsequent witness statements, the initial claims of a mechanical misfire were rejected by the district attorney's office. The defendant entered a negotiated guilty plea to the top counts of the indictment, including reckless homicide and multiple felony firearm violations. The court has sentenced the 18-year-old suspect to serve more than 11 years in a state correctional facility. With all sentencing mandates officially handed down, the police department has marked this investigation as closed.